So we have Venus, the planet of love, on the move. And by the way, before you start, happy belated birthday from this past weekend.
Thank you. So glad to be above ground.
Yes,
Yay.
every day above dirt's a good one.
That's the way I look at it. You know, to me, I'm on like it's just the gravy train now. So, but Venus, the planet of love, is moving from the sign of Libra, where it's been for the last 4 weeks, into the sign of Scorpio. And wherever Venus goes, it's the less benefic. It bestows good things wherever it goes. The interesting thing about it is that Venus is in the sign of Scorpio. It's going to get halfway through Scorpio, then it's going to stop and go backwards and go all the way back through Scorpio, and then go through Scorpio again. So instead of being in a sign for 4 weeks, it is going to be in this sign between now and the 15th of January. So
Woo!
The reason that's important is you want to know, and I love when Venus goes retrograde. Is my favorite time, especially in Scorpio, because that's when mooses start to fall in love with cows, and that mismatch kind of love thing goes on. Yeah, it's kind of a crazy kind of energy.
I've always wondered about you. Now I know.
Now you know. Yeah. Now you know why. So, but Venus and Scorpio for each one of the signs. For Virgo, this is going to be in their third house of day-to-day living. So the pace of their day-to-day living is about to pick up, and they're going to be able to reach a broader audience with their words. They're going to have a lot more short distance, short duration travel. And for them, it's a matter of getting their day-to-day living down to something they can manage. And they're not going to be able to lollygaggle. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on, and they have to really be a good time manager to make that work. For Libras, it's about the money, and it's about money, earned income picking up, unearned income picking up, money falling out of the sky. If I was a Libra, I'd probably buy a lottery ticket or two between now and January, just because it's a great time financially to be a Libra. It's about time for them. For Scorpio, Venus is in their sign, and this is the first time in almost 2 years that Venus, or 14 months or so, that Venus has been in their sign. So Scorpios finally are going to be feeling the love. They've been trying to reassert themselves and bring out the new, improved Scorpio over the last 12 months or so. But now with Venus in there, what you see is what you get with the Scorpio. And now they're about to come out and go, here I am, and what are you going to do about it? It's a good time for them to attract somebody new. It's a good time to attract anything that the Scorpio really needs. They're very likely to get over the next 4 months or so. For Sagittarians, not so much. It's a good time to kind of take a step back for Sagittarius. This is a time for them to give a little bit more than they get in the love department. And again, to Sagittarians everywhere, I say, don't think you're that sneaky. You're going to get caught. Don't do that kind of stuff.
Woo-hoo.
No future in it. And after a while, all cats are black in the dark. So you just want to be really careful to not get yourself into something you can't get yourself out of, even though it may be easy to slide into. For Capricorns, great energy for them. Great energy for them to achieve a long-standing hope, wish, goal, or objective through the help of their well-placed female friends. This is not something where a Capricorn would do well to go it alone. They really need a team or a group effort for the group to work to bring the Capricorn what they said that they want. And the other thing about Venus in Scorpio is that it brings new relationships all the way across the board. For Aquarians, it's in their 10th house of career and public standing. And again, I think it bodes well for women running for office, because Aquarius rules, the moon in Aquarius rules women in the United States. And with Venus at the top of your chart, if you're an Aquarian, it's a good time for professional success, accolades, pats on the back, you've done a good job, take you to the next level. It's really a good time professionally to be an Aquarian. For Pisces, Venus is in the 9th house of the law, legal matters, educational matters, important matters at a distance, contracts, negotiations, anything having to do with that. And long distance travel pops up for the Pisces, and it's very, very favorable. They don't always have the hammer, but they really do this time, and they can take a giant step forward, which is something they haven't been able to do for a while. For Aries, it's in the 8th house of other people's money. It's a good time for Aries to maximize existing resources, or to capitalize on resources that are jointly shared. This is not necessarily the money you make. This is money you make in conjunction with other people. This is investments. This is inheritance sometimes. It's money from unearned sources, which is a cool thing. The other thing about that is you're going to find out that what you love costs more than you want to spend. For Tauruses, this energy is in their 7th house of partners and open enemies. Their marriage goes very, very well. Their relationships go very, very well. Their interpersonal one-to-one relationships go very favorably for them. Taurus has had a rough time physically the last 3 or 4 weeks or so, and that also tends to clear up from them kind of dramatically, which is a very cool thing. And they genuinely feel the love from both their intimate one-to-one partners, and if they're single, it's a good time to attract somebody or reevaluate somebody from your past to see if you're still mad at them. For Geminis, it's in their 6th house of work, health, and service. And this is a good time for Geminis just to go ahead and do their job to the best of their ability. Not worry about what other people are doing. They really need to pay attention to their own job and the things that it is that they are responsible for. It also means better news about a health matter. which is a cool thing too, because they've got something going on. They weren't quite sure what it was, but it really ends up being better than they thought. For Cancers, it's in the 5th house of love affairs, children, sports, amusements, pleasures, anything fun. Great time for Cancers to fall in love. Great time. And Cancers, because the eclipse cycle has just shifted to their sign, if they're single, it's a good time to attract someone. If they've been having difficulties with kids, it's a good time for that to calm down. It's just a very good, creative, and fertile time for Cancers. So those of you that are Cancers that don't want children, you need to be proactive about that. And if you do want them, well, then happy days to hear again.
Daughter Brandy, watch out.
Yeah, that's especially because Jupiter's in there. So with both of those planets in there, it's a time to expand the love principle in your life. And then for Leos, the last sign of the zodiac we're going to talk about, it is in their 4th house of home. Their home and their foundations are the most important to them. They're going to tighten it up, nail it down, make sure that it's a solid base of operations for them to operate out of. It's like they've been waiting for one more piece of the puzzle to make things right at home. And that occurs in the next 3 weeks or so. And then they'll have a very solid base of operations to operate out of. They want to beautify their home, remodel their home, refurbish their home. But whatever it is, all of that is designed to bring stability to the Leo's inner world, because if the inner world is stable, then come November, when they're done with all of that, they'll have a nice solid base of operations to operate out of. So
All right.
tomorrow's news today for the 12 signs of the zodiac. I'm pretty happy about Venus going into Scorpio. I don't think it's bad for anybody.
Sounds like a pretty darn good thing to me.
Yeah, me too. It's about time, too.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Always a pleasure.